Welcome back, folks. It's Javier. Have you guys ever tried to or wanted to teach online, but you didn't know where to even start? So that's why I want to talk to you guys about an online platform that I use. It's called ZEP.us. No, I don't have any affiliation. I just love this platform. It is something that the Provincial Office of Education has had me use many times, and I just love it because it's really simple, but it's very powerful, and it's really simple to use, really simple to learn, and really engaging for students. So I just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. It is completely free if you use it for less than 10 users, and you guys can start right now. Just go create your profile. So let's go in and use it right away. All right, guys, we're going to ZEP.us. For me, I'm already signed in, but you guys can create a free account. Like I said, if you have less than 10 users at the same time, you guys can use it freely. These are the maps that I've worked with, that I've created. Let's go into this one right here. This is what my map looks like. Now, there are many maps that you can use. This is just one that I chose. And the way that I'm moving around right now is with the arrow keys, but you could also use the AWASD keys as well. So you can move with those. You can also do a jump with space. You can do a dance with 0. You can sit down with X. And then you guys can also poke somebody with the Z button. You can also use the numbers for a couple of different emoticons. Now, there are some other ones that you guys can access right down here on the bottom. If you go to reaction, there's all kinds of other emoticons that you guys can use here. I think that you can even download some from the ZEP store. Now, you guys can also use the mouse to move. So let's say I double click over here. You can also move around that way. I find it better with the keyboard, actually. I don't know, maybe I'm just old school, but I like the keyboard better. The other thing that you're going to see is that if you kind of hold the center button, you can pan around and move around the map. But this is going to cause a problem, which is that when you move after that, the camera is not going to follow you. So what you got to do is you got to come right up to the top center right here and hit reset. And then now we got our camera following us again. Now, obviously, my avatar is looking amazing right now, and that's because I customized them. So in order to customize your avatar, you got to go up to this little users list, and right here you guys are going to be able to see anybody that's logged in. If you're logged in at the same time, you're going to click here on this top one right here. You can edit your name, but we're going to go to decorate avatar, and then right here you guys can change, face, skin, hair, clothing. I think you can also download some different things from the ZEP store as well. You can buy some things. Next part that I want to show you guys, the chat. So right here, you guys can see that I already left a message, and it's a very simple chat, but it is very useful to talk to your students. You guys can leave some reactions as well. And then we can also delete the chat. Now, the deletion is only going to be if you own the room. So this is the room that I created, so I have that ability. There's also some other abilities that I have as the owner, and you can see that when you go to settings. So as the owner or the host, I have this extra tab. So this is going to allow me to choose the name of the place. You guys can see here what plan I'm on, which is that I can have free 10 users on this, and you guys can upgrade your plan if you'd like. There's a function here to set a password to the room, and you can see the members. Seeing the members is kind of important because you can designate certain roles to certain people if you also want them to be able to have certain functions. We can also go to the personal tab. Now, usually the way that I get to this personal tab is not like this, but anyway, since this pop-up just came up, let's talk about this pop-up, right? This is going to allow the browser to have access to your camera and your mic. So you want to go ahead and hit allow. This could be an issue of why maybe your camera is not working, your mic is not working, because you haven't given your browser those capabilities, right? And then right here, we're going to be able to change the camera settings. Which camera do you want to use, which microphone you want to use. Now, right now you can't see my camera because I'm using it on another software. So let me go ahead and take this software off, and then I'll go straight into the ZEP camera. Okay, so now I've disabled my software camera, and you guys can see right here, I'm able to see my image. Usually the image is a little bit more clear than this, but I think it's because I am recording the screen at the same time. It's a little bit funky, but this is another place where if you have issues with your mic or your camera, you're going to want to check in here that you've selected the right thing. And for me, I have these two things. And then also make sure that your speakers, you might not be able to hear other users if your speakers are not working properly here. But we still haven't really solved all the issues, which is that we want to come down here to the camera icon and the mic icon, and we want to turn those on to really enable the feed. But for me, I'm not going to, well, actually, I think I can turn my camera on for you guys, and then you'll be able to see me up here, I believe. Okay, so here I am. You can see my mic is still turned off. If you had more users in this space, you would be able to see a selection of them right here on the top right. And you guys can also go to, I think it's video layout, maybe, yeah, right here. Here you would be able to see all the users at the same time. And you could also see your user list. They would also have their names listed here as well. Maybe you will run into this problem, which is that your mic is on, you've chosen the right mic, you've allowed your browser to have access to your mic or your camera, but you still can't talk to people. And the reason that you can't talk to people is that in the ZEP world, you're only going to be able to hear people if you're actually in close proximity to them. So you actually have to walk up to the person and be about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 steps away for you to actually be able to talk to that person, unless you have what is called the spotlight function. So spotlight function, you're going to be able to get 2 ways. One is that you come here and you hit spotlight on, and only like the managers or the owners can actually turn this on for you. So now I have the spotlight function, which means that everybody in the room, no matter how far away they are, they're going to be able to hear my voice. Now there is another way to get the spotlight function, which is that there are certain areas on the map that have been predetermined, and you'll have access to this later. I'll show you guys how to do it. That will give you the spotlight function. So for example, this mic right here, you see that it changed my little icon here to the spotlight, and that means that anybody that stands in this area, no matter who you are, you're going to have that spotlight function. And if you see, if I walk away, I have the spotlight off. Now there is another cool thing with the speaking, which is that these areas, these desks have been designated as private areas. So what does that mean? That means if I go in here, that means that I have a private, not only do I have a private chat, but I have a private speaking zone, which only the people that are sat down at this table B are going to be able to hear me. So if there's somebody sat down at table A, we're not going to be able to hear them. This is really, really cool for you to divide people up and have them at different tables and work on individual things. So let's get to some other interesting features. Like if we go up right here to the top left, we have this notice. This notice, if you write anything in here, when the person first walks into the room, they're going to get that notification right away. So anything important, you guys can put it right there. We have the teleport function. Teleport function seems a little bit redundant right now, but I'm going to give you guys a reason why this might be pretty useful in the future. So I already have one teleport function here. Let's just use that. And so I can kind of zoom, I can kind of teleport right over there, but let's just create one for the sake of creating one. So let's say that I want another one right here, and we'll call this position B. Then let's say that I move to another map, and you guys will see what I'm talking about here real quick. So right here at the top, I have a little portal area that goes to the lava area. The way that I'm going to interact with things in this world is always to hit the F. I think that stands for function. So let's go to the lava area. And now I'm here, but let's say I'm stuck for some reason. I can't solve this area and I just want to go right back to the lobby. So what I can do is I can go to position B, and that's going to take me right back to that checkpoint that I created. So that's why that's kind of a little bit useful. Let's go down here to links. Here you guys can add any materials that you want the students to be able to see, whether it's like a YouTube or maybe Google Docs or anything like that. You guys can link it in here. And then we also have some mini games. These are real fun. I used them right at the beginning of class. So let's say your class starts at 7 o'clock, 7:02, but nobody has come into the room. You want to burn a couple minutes with the students that are there. You guys can play a little mini game. They're usually about a minute long. And so it gives somebody, it gives them something to do while you guys are waiting. And these are fun. I like the zombie game. I like the Paintman game, and I like the Dodge game. Covered all the basic functions, but this is just the beginning, guys. We're going to get to the real fun stuff now. And the real fun stuff happens right here in this map editor. This is where you're going to be able to manipulate everything that goes on into the map. You really want to pay attention to this part. What we're going to be working with mostly is this top bar right here, but I want to show you guys that right here we have the map manager, and the map manager is going to be able to, for example, give us a view of the lava race, which I've already showed. You can also create other maps here, and there's a ton of maps that you guys can create. Some of these maps have some special kind of system that's already kind of pre-programmed in. Let's go back to this top bar. So with the floor, what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, you're going to select any one of these. These are kind of like tiles or rugs, I guess you would say, and you can kind of place these anywhere. Nothing too special about creating the floor. You can create like extra areas in the map. So for example, this area here is not accessible, and so maybe you wanted to create some extra tiles over here. You could probably do that on some maps. On this one, it's kind of blocking me, so I can't really select these tiles here at the bottom. Let's check out the bottom objects. I'm going to come back to this wall later. So we have the bottom object and we have the top object, and I'm going to explain to you guys these at the same time. You have to think of the bottom object as a stamp on the floor. Here we have all of our objects: animals, forest stuff, delivery stuff. Some of these I've downloaded, they're free. Some of these you have to, well, actually I've never paid for any of this stuff, but there are some that you can pay for. Select this bush as a bottom object, and we're going to place this on the left, and then we're going to select top objects, and we're going to select the same object so you guys can really see the difference. So this one on the left is the bottom object, this is the top object, and we're going to go to save and play. That's going to take us right back to the map, and you're going to see what the difference is between these two things. Okay, so we got the bottom object on the left, and so you guys can see that I'm able to walk on top of this. Now let's go to this top object, and you guys can see that I'm actually hiding. That's the big difference between a bottom object and a top object. This one's like a stamp on the floor, and this one is kind of like your, if you're as old as me, you'll know the Mario blocks that there's a white block and you can always go behind that block. That's what this is. It's like a white block in Mario. All right, but we're not done with these objects, right? Because these objects have a bunch of functions that we can use. And the way that we're going to use those is, let's go to object. And if we have this select, then we're able to click on this little gear, right? Right now I'm on the bottom object, and because this is a bottom object, it shows me the gear. This one doesn't allow me to use the gear because this one we have to be on top object. Okay, so bottom object, we're gonna click right here, and we have all these functions, right? So, you know, this could be, so you could animate it, you can change the object, it could show a name, you can use this AI NPC, which I've never used. If you click on this, it could actually open up a website for you. It could have like a text pop up, kind of like a Pokemon game where you go and talk to the characters and they say random things, or it could show you an image, or we could have a little test like a multiple choice or a password. So this is really where I hang out in this area, is I have like multiple choice kind of things, and then maybe if they answer a bunch of multiple choice questions, they'll get a clue, and then at the end there'll be one object that is blocking the exit, and that's where I'll do like a password prompt. So they have to go collect all the clues and then go to the last item and then put in the password. That's a common game that I always use, and I've actually never used these developer functions. We also have right here, we could manipulate the object, so we could also make the bush a little bit bigger, we could rotate the bush, and we could also slant it to the side a little bit as well. And then let's say that I wanted to just get rid of this object, so what I could do is just go to the eraser and hit that wheel, and that's going to get rid of my object. And so these are the two that you're going to use the most, is select and erase. Undo, redo, and copy are also pretty useful functions as well. Let's go to the tile effects, and right when you click on this tile effects, you're going to see that it's kind of like each one of these boxes has been programmed with a certain function. What you're seeing here with the red is that impassable. Impassable means basically like you can't cross this area, right? You can't cross this wall. So if we wanted to have any area that it was impenetrable, impassable, we would put this on there. The important thing to know with impassable is that when you use it, let's say you have a corner right here, you have to cover this corner square. So for example, if we erase this, then somebody could potentially kind of do a little cross action here and then be able to get into this area. So what we want to do is when we enclose an area, we want to make sure that we only do right angles on the corners. We also have the starting point. So this is when you first come into the map, where are you going to start? Right on the top here, you guys can see that we have these 2 blocks as our starting points. Map location. Now, map location is a little bit funky. I'm going to show it to you guys in combination with the portal. We're going to give this map location a name. We can really call it anything, but let's call it just Z. Label this area as Z. Let's go to the portal. Portal has many different functions. You could link somebody to another map, or you could actually link somebody to an external space. Like you could link somebody to a Google Docs. You can link them to a YouTube. You can link them to a Kahoot. You can link them to, any website. Basically, you could create a link with this portal and they would get linked to that. It might even open up a different window or a different tab depending on how you go about it. What we want to do here is we want to create a portal. We want to link it to that area that we designated as Z. And I want to do something a little funky here, something a little interesting for you guys. What I'm going to do is if I just stamp the portal on here, it's going to show up as that blue portal that I'm sure you guys have seen, like this one down here. I have a couple of them down here. I have another one right here. But what I actually want to do is I want to do a hidden one, an invisible one. So we're going to hit hide portal. And then when they go up to it, we don't want them to press F. We want it to automatically send them back. And you can get kind of sneaky with this. So let's put, oh, hold on. Actually, I messed it up. So when you do this stamping, you want to set up everything before you actually do the stamp. And we want to send them to that area Z. Okay, so we're going to go in here. I want to designate all of this as a secret hidden portal. Let's go save, let's go play, and then let's see what happens. We're in the game. And like I said, you guys can see these other portals that I've already created, but there's a secret hidden portal right here, but I can't see it. And it's gonna automatically bump me to that Z spot. So let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. See, I hit it. So this is kind of a fun little technique if you want to create some kind of hidden portals to mess with your students. And you can create many type of games with this kind of stuff, kind of like mazes where they have to go through, but there's some hidden portals. That I do that a lot. It's so fun and they love it. They love the challenge, you know. So anyway, let's go back to our map. Let's keep talking about these tile effects because we got a couple other things we got to talk about here. So we looked at the impassable, we looked at the portals, we looked at the map areas, at the top ones. So we have the private area, and I've talked to you guys about the private area. So the private area, if we go to private area, we could do some impassable private areas. So right here, like the desk is an impassable private area, meaning you can't walk on the desk. And then we can do this limited capacity privacy area, which only one person is allowed. And then it has like this number, right? So these chairs are going to correspond with this area. So we would want to give this kind of an ID and then stamp it on the map. And then we have the spotlight area. I told you guys, if you guys stand over here, you're going to get the spotlight function. Other things over here, like link them to a YouTube or open up a website, which I usually do it through the portal. Do some background music, insert an image. So those things are all available over there. Now, the reason that I say wall for the end is because when we set up a wall, and this works the same as the floor, you're going to go over here, you're going to click on one of these, and you're going to just stamp it on the floor. The thing with the wall is it's impassable by nature. So you don't have to go label it with a tile effect. It's automatically going to be impassable. It's not even going to show up as impassable, but when you try to walk through this wall, you're not going to be able to. All right, guys, there is 2 more functions that I want to cover here. This one I completely missed, and it's so important, guys. But we're here on the lava map, and let's say that I want to share my screen, anything on my computer, and I can even share different kind of tabs. So this is incredible, you know, for you to do teaching where you can have something open and then show your kids that. I mean, this is so useful for my teaching whenever I'm able to share the screen. Then the other thing is that I'm here on the lava race map, and like I said, some of these maps have very specific functions. So this one comes with a race game. You can see that on this map, you have this little wing that's going to allow you to go faster. You have an oil slick, or you have the warning cone that's going to stop you. And so these built-in functions can only be used if you use the app, the function that runs with this map. Right when you go into the map, if you're the owner of the room, you're going to have this little pop-up thing right here. You're going to hit start with quiz, and right away it's going to ask you what are the questions that you want to ask, because when they go into this OX area, they're going to be asked those questions. You can just come in here and you can write them down, or you can actually upload a CSV or a text file. But I would go with a CSV, and you can use Excel for that, or you could use Google Sheets. For me, I'm going to use Excel sheets. The way that you're going to format this paper is going to be exactly like they're showing you right here. So this is column A. Column A is going to be the question, and then column B is going to be the answer. And then you're going to save that as a CSV, and you're just going to upload it. And then what it's going to do is going to populate this whole thing for you. So it really saves time if you're trying to do kind of a quiz activity, you to prepare it beforehand, and then boom, you can just come in here right at the beginning of the class, upload it, and it's going to populate the whole thing. If you were thinking about how can I do an online class? Do I want to do online teaching? What's the best platform? Honestly, for me, ZEP is just so simple and so powerful. It allows you to share your screen, allows you to be able to talk with your students, see their faces, see that they're doing the work, allows you to link things outside of ZEP. You can do Google Docs, you can do Kahoots, you can do many other things. And so really for me, this platform is just, it's free, it's simple, and it's so powerful. I highly recommend. If you do, leave me a comment, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you on the next one.